Well, people, I can tell y'all there is no such thing as equality, and our egos have a perceived superiority over other people, and which kind of makes us about half stupid most of the time. And that's a fact. So that might turn you off right from the get-go, but that's okay. Because there's inequality in every human. Like, there's no way that we can all be equally spiritually. What if somebody never meditates or prays or never even considers it, or they're an atheist or whatever? We're not equal in physical ability. Some of us can stretch, some of us can run, some of us can't. Some of us are pro athletes, some of us are not. Some of us are healthy. We're not all equal mentally or definitely not emotionally. We're definitely not equal emotionally or intellectually or financially. You can see it everywhere. Inequality is a joke. And for us to even suggest that we are all equal in any way is silly. We are equal as humans at a core, but not in our societal construct. Even babies aren't equal. I mean, look at those pretty babies. I mean, they're not equal. Their DNA is different. Some of them are just designed to live longer. Some of them are not. Those babies are going to go into different environments. They're going to go into different love or indifference or struggles. What is the emotional stability at their house? Like all these babies, oh, look, they all have the same chance. No, they don't. They're not equal. They're not. Those babies are going to start growing up, and they're either going to have their own internal mental discipline or they are not. Those are facts. Spiritual equality does not exist. Yeah, I like to hear, I've heard this so many times, and I know a bunch of y'all have too. Oh, well, I got this prophet in my life. You know, whether it's whoever, Jesus, Allah, or, Muhammad, or, whoever, Krishna. So I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I have a spiritual hierarchy. I've seen that my whole life in various denominations of Christianity, and I know it exists in other places in the world because I've been all over the world. I've seen it. So in the minds of man, there is no spiritual equality. It doesn't exist. Because I can promise you, my Catholic priest did not believe me as a 16-year-old kid was his spiritual equal. He did not believe that. And that's a fact. And you can go into any church. Just walk in. Next time y'all are out on a Sunday and y'all are unfortunately not here or wherever you are at home, just go walk into anywhere, any one of them, and see if there's not instantly a hierarchy you can, bam, right in front of your face. It's there, it exists. It's false, but it's still true because we live in this reality of humans interacting with each other. Now, all products aren't the same either. That is a fact. Yeah, we do. We put all this crap on our bodies all the time, and we think, oh, well, this is nice because my grandpa used this particular one, so I like it too, and I'm going to keep using it, but I keep poisoning myself. It's really a true statement. So this is a cheesy commercial segment for sinless, but it is actually true, though. I think we've all gotten irritated by unclean, unhealthy foods, unhealthy things that we put on our body. Like my wife asked me to go to the grocery store, and you look at the ingredients, or at least most people are starting to become aware of what is in their food and what's in their deodorants, what's in their water for that matter, their toothpaste. And you start to discover that, oh, wow, we've been lied to. Fluoride's not this panacea for our teeth. You're thinking, well, crap. What is wrong with fluoride? You go and look it up. You find out there's all these Harvard studies and all these other things that show it lowers your IQ, causes damage, all this stuff, and it's outlawed in other countries around the world. And then you look at your deodorant. Your wife says, hey, I need some more deodorant. Pick that up from the store while you're there getting milk. And then you look at the ingredients and you go, oh, well, aluminum's in it. All these other things that you're like, wow. And then you see all these brands that start to cater to us who are becoming more and more aware of the products that we're using. And you think, well, how can I trust these people for years, decades? They've been lying to us about what is in our food, what's in our hygiene products, what's in really everything. And you think, God, what am I going to do? Like, what can just a regular Joe like me, what can I do to live healthier? And God, for years, me and some friends and family, we've been working and formulating just stuff for us to use to be healthier on a daily basis. And one of them was deodorant and toothpaste. I just didn't want all that crap in the food. I didn't want any of it, because it's obvious with this health crisis and obesity problem, and it's just madness. And so I wanted something healthier. And we've all had people in our lives, most of us at least, that have had cancer. And where's all this cancer coming from? You think you're going to the dinner with your wife to oh, I'm going to treat you. We're going to have a great time. And then what happens? You're eating a salad and you're eating this, and it's all covered in pesticides. And like, there's something we can do, just small baby steps that we can take to be healthier for ourselves and our loved ones. Like, there's small little things we can do. And one of those things is use sinless products. That's what we created for this. And it's a brand that really genuinely cares about our bodies and your bodies. That's why we made it to the public. And you can check it out at sinlessnow.com. But it's really important. Like, these things are important for us to be aware of. And it doesn't require a lot of like pain. It's not like we got to just run and go to the gym 3 times a day, or like, we can make small steps. We can decide that, hey, our packaging is causing us harm. Like these natural products, they leak into the plastics, and these things just they cause problems. And we want to be good stewards of the land and Mother Nature. So why wouldn't we choose products that have good packaging that makes it really awesome for us to feel good about being healthy and for Mother Nature? It's just a no-brainer. So I'd appreciate you going and checking us out. And physical equality does not exist. It just doesn't. And why? Because most people aren't disciplined enough to be physically in shape. It's a fact. If I eat too many donuts, I might not be able to go run a marathon. And even if I'm in great shape, I probably don't want to run a marathon anyway. But the point is, we're not. Pro athletes work really, really hard to be in great shape. None of us here are pro athletes. None of us here are going to be a pro athlete. Those are facts. They are physically our superior. And if you don't stretch and work out and take care of your body, well, there's going to continue to be this big divide between health and not. It just is. And then we wonder why we get sick, because we use crap, we eat crap, we just don't take care of our bodies. I say we, the majority of the United States. Health equality just does not exist. I've said this before, that my beautiful, she was gorgeous, she looked like she was in perfect health, but she thought organic products just weren't that important. And it wasn't a big deal back then either. Like, nobody really knew that they were getting poisoned with pesticides on their lettuce. They didn't realize they were getting poisoned with all these hormones and all these other things in our food. Like, I got a comment on our product, one of our product pages that we're promoting, and they put one of those gifts, the little things. They had a tinfoil hat on, and I just thought it was great. I was like, good, I'm glad people like you are making these funny comments, because it illustrates how far we still have to go to be aware as a human structure, like a human society. Like, the largest criminal fines in human history have been paid by these companies poisoning our food. And then we still ignore it. We go, oh yeah, you're crazy. And then why are they paying these tens and billions of dollars in these fines, and we continue to eat it? I don't know. It's like, why does health equality not exist? Because we refuse to look at ourselves, and it's painful. Who wants to look at ourselves? Like, there's sometimes, I go through these little fat periods and then better in shape periods. And one of my fat periods, when I get out of the shower, I'm just like, oh God. This is not, I'm not happy about it. And why would I be? Who does that? I do it to myself. Y'all all do it to yourself. Mental equality definitely does not exist. I guarantee it, everybody watching at home and all of y'all here, we have all thought or said at one time in our life, and probably many times, people are just stupid. I mean, we have all done that. People are just damn dumb. I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to even see anybody because the world is dumb. Well, that is our form of mental superiority, which is also false, because the second we would say that, we're the ones being stupid. Right? I mean, that's true. But we got to work out our mind. We have to work out our persistence of thought. Like me and Jim were talking a minute ago, most people don't read. And you were talking about how people are, they got 3 or 4 chapters into your book. It's because it's hurting their brain. They don't read, so all of a sudden, the more wrinkled your brain is, the smarter it is, supposedly. Well, those people are etching in a new wrinkle, and it hurts. It makes them tired, it makes them sleepy. They're like, well, that reading's for those people. I'm going to go watch Seinfeld, which is also funny. But come on, people, come on. Emotional equality does not exist. How many people we know fire off real fast, like angry? I mean, we've all done that. Every one of us have gotten pissed off at somebody. I mean, me and Ricky love to do it to each other. I mean, we can get, not anymore really, but we can get pretty fired up. And it's real easy, especially when we're younger, just to F you, like fast. It's easy to do. So emotional inequality definitely does not exist, because the more and more you practice being self-aware, the more you can catch yourself. You go, oh, I was about to really cuss you out good, and you stop yourself. You're like, I really was about to say something that was going to make you upset. Because in our silly minds, us putting somebody else down when we're in this heightened emotional state makes us feel better for that moment, that little slice. We think we're superior when we're not. We're actually degrading ourselves when we don't have emotional control. And we're being very disrespectful to nature itself. We should be calm. Calm. Take a step back. Those people who practice, I am not letting you piss me off. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. But sometimes I still do it. How do you get over that? You need people. You need a group. You need the art of practicing self-awareness. I don't know about y'all. That one definitely doesn't exist either. There is definitely not intellectual equality. It's not. If you are not familiar with history, biographies, scientific studies, engineering, physics, like if you're just unfamiliar with these subjects, it's really hard for you to carry on a reasonable conversation about really deep matters. Like it is. It's not that easy. It's hard for you to continue with the conversation because things can be up over your head. You don't fully get it. Especially now, like you can scroll any social media and you see all these divides. People think that they know a particular subject about a thing and they know zero about it, or almost zero, only what the talking heads on TV say. Whether they're Republican or Democrat, neither side fully understands what they're talking about, but in their minds, they're totally right, and they're bashing each other. It's like the most insane thing. It's really healthy to step back and go, well, that's silly. And you just can meditate and hope that those divides shrink. But we've all done it too. We're no exception. Financial equality definitely does not exist. We can see it driving down the road. You'll see a nice house, a dump, another nice house, medium, cute house that would be nice, but it's full of trash and dirty. It's like they go take a crap in the yard. Like it's just like, they're just nasty. And then they're just wonderful, beautiful homes a block away. Why do some people have their own private jets and nice cars? Why? Are they all bad? I don't think so. But that definitely does not exist. Why doesn't it exist? I think it's because we don't practice self-awareness. We just don't practice self-awareness. And why don't we practice it? Because it hurts. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to look at myself. And I'll give you a good example because I think this equates to me and Thomas. And you too, Kyle. We three have a tendency to want to lock ourselves up in our special places and live inside of our minds. And it can be a struggle to get out of that. Like sometimes, like when I'm just engrossed in my work, which is great, and I don't want to go do anything else. Like, I want to do that. Sometimes that's good and healthy. Sometimes we can take it to extremes. Like, you get texts from friends, you kind of ignore them because, oh, yeah, I'll talk to them later, or, oh, I'll go see them later maybe, oh, I'll stay in touch maybe. But if we don't force ourselves to be aware of those things and stretch beyond our comfort zones, then we get in our own spiral and we create more inequality from our own actions. It's strange. It's painful. It's really painful, and we are the cause of our own pain. I think most of these divides can be shrunk. We can shrink in them. They can not fully dissolve, but they don't have to be so obvious just by a couple of changes to our habits. Like we could change how we eat. We could just be aware, hey, you know what? Next time I go to the store, let me just see if I can pronounce any of the ingredients I'm eating. Can I just pronounce what I'm eating? Like that would be a really good start for us to go, oh, wow, I didn't know zingo blah blah is in a pineapple, you know, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. This stuff you don't know what it is. Like, why do I need all that? Why can't I just have something pure and good and healthy? Those would be really, really good starts to shrinking divides. How about I would really like to understand just a wide array of conversations more. Can't I practice reading 1 page a day of whatever interests me? I'd like to know physics a little more. Why don't I read just 1 page a day? Just one. And then all of a sudden that wrinkle doesn't hurt so bad because you just didn't stab it in there, you know, just 1 page a day. If you want to know more about religions or more about philosophy, just 1 page. It's not really difficult. Watch a few documentaries. Continue to watch documentaries. One of the biggest things for me over this past 6 years of doing this is being around people that are doing their best to be self-aware. The more I am around people like Dean, you, y'all, it makes a big difference to me because I know I'm going to see y'all soon. You know, a lot of times people don't show up on Sundays. I mean, like now we don't have that many people, but I know I'm going to see y'all soon, so I feel like y'all are holding me accountable, which makes me go, well, I probably shouldn't be so much of a hermit. I probably should go have coffee with Steve more often. I probably should go meet Jim more often. I probably should reach out to Eric more often. I probably should talk to Dean more. I probably should see Kyle more. I hadn't reached out to Kyle in like a week and a half. Like I was so proud to see Thomas when we helped Megan move. Like I could never express to Thomas how happy I was when I saw him. I was like, oh, I love that guy. I mean, it was great. And I don't know if I expressed it fully, but man, I was like, that is badass. It's like, man. So we need each other. I think that's how we equalize these things. You know, if you want to be spiritual, meditate. We're going to go grounding when we have our picnic next week if the weather's good. If the weather's good, we're going to have our picnic and we're going to all take our shoes off and we're all going to go grounding. And we're going to lay down on blankets out in the grass and it's going to be beautiful. But if you want to be more spiritual, you have to do these things, right? If you want to be connected to nature, well, I guess you need to go to nature. I don't know. I'm just reaching out there. If you want to be more physically fit, then let's walk. Let's just move. Let's just do a jumping jack. I mean, whatever. If we want to be healthy, why don't we drink some more water? Like just a simple act of drinking some more water. Sprinkle a little salt in it so you don't get dehydrated. Just a tiny bit. How about let's just be more aware of our food? If you don't want to be a mental douchebag, how about practice stoicism, wisdom? How about practice control? I do not have to yell at that person for being rude. I don't have to do that. Do I? I don't have to ignore Thomas if we hadn't reached out to each other in 2 weeks. Or Kyle, you know, I saw you walk in and my first thought was, you know, damn, I really hadn't reached out to him in the past week and a half. Well, I don't want Kyle to be mad at me and think, well, Kevin doesn't like me anymore. Golly. It's not, just hadn't done it. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry. I'm going to work better at it because I got a whole list of all of my friends, and I do my best. Like, man, I miss that guy. I just try to do that because it makes me feel good. I like doing it. If we don't have emotional control, we will ruin relationships. We will ruin them. If I get upset and yelled at Steve every time he irritated me, we would never talk again.
Hell yeah.
I'm just joking with Steve, but it's true though. Everybody, we're all going to irritate each other all the time. I'm going to say some things sometimes y'all don't like. It's going to irritate y'all. Same with all of y'all. If we don't just overlook that kind of stuff and keep on going, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Let's learn a little bit. Can we just all agree that we need to learn a little bit? Like we need to stretch our minds and our hearts. Like we just have to do it. And there is no reason why any of us should be financially in despair, even though we are. And if we're in financial despair, we really can't focus on anything else. You can't focus on your relationships. You can't focus on anything. And there have been times in my life, and now is not that dissimilar from other times of hardship, because I have been on financial roller coaster rides. And every time that I'm on the downside, it was 100% my own fault. Like I have nobody else to blame every time that's happened, just me. And I can guarantee you that's the case for everybody in here that's had financial trouble. It is 100% your fault. And you can't focus on anything else until you get your financial house in order, and that is a fact. It's a fact. It's tough. Because what are you worried about? Oh God, my wife is going to leave me if I can't do this or can't do that. Oh God, can't afford my car note. How am I going to get to work? Like if everything else goes null and void if you don't have your financial house in order. That's tough. That's another reason why you need friends. You need networks. You need people that can connect you with other people for whatever. We need each other. Like we need each other to help each other not have these wide divides everywhere. We just do. And I think we can all do that. We can all take these little bitty steps so that we know the divide is not that deep between us and somebody else. It's not that hard for us to do. And I have faith and I believe that everybody, even those of y'all sitting on your couch with a big bag of chips, big tub of lard beside you, you don't have to do that. You can get up and go walking. You can walk your pretty self to the car, just drive on out to the Mystics and come meditate with us next Sunday and have a picnic. And with that, I love you guys. If this resonates with y'all, if y'all believe we can shrink the divide somewhat in this world, which I think we can, come on out. We're here every Sunday. This group is really cool. The people that have come here in the past that aren't cool, they no longer are here, so you don't have to be afraid. You can still come. All right, we'll see y'all next time.